Iyad, appreciate the time today. Really here to talk about two things. One is speed to market, and the second is reduction in costs in your operations. As you know, business is software now. Software runs every business, whether it's going to pay utility bill, shopping for car insurance, planning a vacation, or even renting a movie. It's almost all done via the web now. Customers who haven't adapted to this have really struggled. And a good example would be Blockbuster. Netflix came out offering their services via the web. Blockbuster lagged behind. They're now bankrupt. Borders would be another great example. So with this in mind, it becomes very critical to not only get your applications to market as fast as possible with the highest quality, but also to do it in the most cost-effective manner as possible. CA's come out with a unique solution. It's actually patented technology. No one else is doing it, focused specifically on this. We call it service virtualization. And I'll take a minute here and describe how it works. So let's take any composite complex application you have today. It is reliant on many, many different systems outside of itself. For instance, you have legacy applications. So your application could be tied into different back-end applications and rely on the data contained within it to properly work. In addition to that, you obviously have a lot of data on the back end. You may have third-party systems. Your application could be tied into hosting platforms outside the controls of your own organization. And also, as you continually innovate and create new applications, the application here could be dependent on that as well. And in many cases, this actually creates constraints when it comes to application development and testing. In the example of the legacy systems, you may only have access to these systems for 1 or 2 hours a week, right? And it's probably in off-peak hours. It could be at nights, it could be over the weekend, certainly in non-production times when this application is being consumed by your customers and the business. This creates a tremendous constraint around time. Back-end data. To accurately test, you really need to have access to accurate data. Data is constantly changing. In some cases, data syncs to get up to the latest data could take days. It could take weeks. You may sit around and wait for that data for extended periods of time. Third-party systems, same constraint as legacy systems. You're going to have short windows when you'll have access to these systems for development and testing activities. Another downside of third-party systems is they could charge you for that time. So it could be a financial hit there as well. And when it comes to new applications in the pipeline that just don't exist, they're not there yet. How do you test against something that hasn't yet been built? A way we're commonly seeing customers do this now is stubbing and mocking. A highly manual process, high chance of error, human error, and just very, very time consuming from a getting to market perspective. What CA has in essence created is a way to remove these constraints, emulate these back-end systems, and creating a virtual service where all these components become available in real time to each tester. So in just this case, if you have one application developer who's working on this application, in real time, they can do accurate testing as if the legacy systems, the back-end databases, the third-party applications, and even applications not yet developed are right there available to them in real time. What that really creates, and one other thing to mention is, this is just one virtual service. You could have many virtual services or many applications in a box, if you will, for all your different developers. So in parallel, they can develop in real time in their own environment. They're not waiting for environments to become available. They're not waiting for reliable data. They're not waiting for access to third-party systems. And in the case of applications that aren't yet built, they're actually able in real time to tweak parameters and to tweak aspects of that application in the virtual environment and test against it immediately. So at the end of the day, what does this really create for your business? It's a way to get your applications to market significantly faster, at a higher quality, at a reduced cost. Some real-world examples of some of our customers who have done this. Bank of America has gone on record saying they've actually had a cost avoidance of over $100 million related to the infrastructure that they were going to need just for testing environments. They were going to build out massive testing environments and they're able to avoid that entire scenario by creating virtual services and doing it in a virtual environment. When it comes to quality and time, a great example is AT&T. They've said they've now actually been able to catch 60% more of their defects in their testing cycle, and are actually able to do it much earlier in the software development life cycle. In essence, they're shifting quality left in their cycle. From a time frame perspective, a great example of this is the iPhone 4S launch. AT&T used Lisa in order to do all the testing related to coming out with the new iPhone launch version. And not only were they able to do it much faster than normal, they were able to actually catch a critical defect that was in the sign-in and registration feature of that application that would have taken the whole launch off track and been a huge dent in their reputation as well as their revenue. They actually caught that in Lisa early in the cycle, were able to remediate it and have a successful launch. It was actually their first launch that they've had go on time and on budget, and it's thanks to Lisa. So, in conclusion, once again, what Lisa enables our customers to do is decrease the cost associated with developing and testing applications and improving the quality and the time to getting those key applications to market and able for their customers to consume.
Dude, that's awesome.
Is that good?
Yes.
Oh no, dude, it's harder than you